Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the opening bell for November the 17th. It is an absolute pleasure, as always, to chat to you. Before we get started, ladies and gentlemen, let's remember that the information we discuss in the video is opinion and should not be construed as advice in any way. We are back to a brand new week, ladies and gentlemen. Like I say, it's always a blessing. It is always a pleasure being with all of you guys and having the opportunity to chat about the markets. We are back on it, understanding that the markets is pretty happy this morning. The U.S. Economy is open again after 43 days of a long and the longest shutdown. The US government is open. Now, this morning we are a little bit more fundamentally based. We're not really chatting too much about the technicals. We actually want to see how the markets absorb the news this morning on the US dollar. So we're a bit more fundamental based. We're seeing that, start of the week for Europe here is a quiet start. Big data is coming out a little bit later on, guys. So the markets in the European Union or the European region is expected to open flat today. Like I said, it's a bit calm, it's quiet, but the real action comes later this week with important numbers there from the Eurozone, Germany, France, as well as the UK. That's the business activity, the inflation, as well as the GDP. You'll also notice this morning here, guys, silver stabilizing after a very sharp drop. You can see that drop in the 4 hour right there. Traders are waiting for major US economic data this week. Markets have obviously reduced a lot of expectation for a US rate cut in December. There's about 46% now, down from 88%. That's quite a leap there. All right, so we're looking at a much stabler price there on the silver. Bitcoin, very interesting, is hovering around the 95 area. And you can see we've been spot on with our analysis. We had said that if price actually breaks below, we are targeting 94.327, and that's the Bitcoin price there. Now, perhaps a question, why is it under pressure? Well, global markets are obviously in the risk-off mode. The confidence in the market dropped after Trump's tariff announcements, and it caused big sell-offs. All right, so institutional buyers, they remain a bit cautious, and the weak tech stocks, which was the driving force, they are adding to negative sentiment. So when we saw the push up, we saw the tech stocks doing that, but we're seeing that there's a negative sentiment coming around there. We are looking at the USD JPY this morning. The yen is pretty low, still weak. Reason for that is the economy shrank, but not as badly as expected. All right, and so the prime minister then wants to keep those interest rates the same. And the Bank of Japan hints inflation is rising enough to consider a future rate hike. But at this point on the 4 hour, you can see that we're actually waiting for a push above there. So technically, yes, we have a setup that's there, but we are more so looking for price to really give us a more of a fundamental boost to the upside. And we're looking for this week for the US to at least push up to the 157 area there. But we're gonna have to wait and see. It is the start of the week, so we have to give it a bit of time. And then obviously, we also have GBP USD this morning, guys. We're looking for a bit of a push to the downside. We on the daily frame, there is definitely the new low. But as we do know technically, once the first low has been created, there traders, we wait for the lower high to form. And it looks like the lower high is not formed and not developed yet. So from a 1 hour perspective, we're waiting for price to break below the silver, this gray rectangle here. Once that one pushes in, Ash is looking to get in below the 1.30833. That's going to be my area, guys. Now, some of you guys might have a different zone. You might get in after the trend line is broken. Others might get in inside this gray area. But it's going to depend on your style, on your trading plan. I know for myself that once it breaks below this support here and it creates a new lower low, this will be a follow through for Ash. That's why I'm getting in for the short, and I'm looking to take it down back to this area over here. And again, guys, many people are going to differ. There's different ways, but from an educational stance, guys, you guys know Get in with us at the Academy. We explain these things to you, why we choose what we choose, so that you can create your own narrative as to why you would want to get in. At the end of the day, you pull the trigger. And that's going to be a very important point for you to actually pin down here this morning. All right. Also, check out oil, guys, this morning. We're seeing that oil is down to the $59 a barrel. We're seeing that the Asian markets are also starting off weak. The Nikkei, fell despite stronger GDP than expected. The ASX 200 from Australia is down by 0.2%. It's actually dragged down by a lot of mining stocks. The US futures are a little bit higher ahead of the big week of delayed US data. And major earnings on Nvidia, Walmart, Target, Home Depot, Palo Alto Networks is the reason for that. And obviously, the Fed expectations have shifted. So, less than 50% chance of a December rate cut, almost. Then it was almost 90% a month ago. So, can you see how quick markets change? So, that is why make sure that you get and you stay updated with the fundamentals. Because look at that, just a month ago, we were at 90% of a Fed cut, and now it is less than 50%. So just make sure that you always stay updated with what is happening on the fundamentals, because this shifts the entire narrative. As far as your trading plan is concerned, you might have gone in the direction of actually, going to a certain direction, but then the narrative changes because of the fundamentals. All right. But that's it here for this morning. We are more fundamentally based here. Just at the start of the week, we will update all the guys once we see the absorption of the US opening and how that actually, pans out in the market after around 12 or 3 this afternoon. So let the Monday pass, and then we'll catch up with the technicals tomorrow. All right. But have a fantastic start to your trading week. It is the 17th of November. Guys, if you'd like to open up an account with us, don't forget www.tdmarkets. You can also email us at care@tdmarkets.com. That's it here this morning for the opening bell. Have a fantastic day. It's Ashley Reeve. And then, guys, don't forget our crypto session start today, 11:30 a.m., as well as 1 o'clock this afternoon. So make sure you get there. Speak to your account manager if you are interested in those classes. And obviously, you can visit, care@tdmarkets.com. Email them for the crypto sessions. They will let you know what's happening. You got to open up an account, obviously fund your account, and you can get into those classes starting from today. That's it here for the opening bell. Have a fantastic one. Ciao, ciao.